In this module, we develop an on-screen display core, and our ultimate goal is to display textual information on some sort of a background image. For example, we can show subtitles in a movie at the bottom of the screen, or maybe some moving stock prices, or the scores of a game in one of the corners of the screen. Or even display some sort of rudimentary graphical user interface or a GUI. For example, something that you would see on an old DVD player, something very rudimentary. But the bottom line is our main purpose is to display textual information similar to what I'm showing right here. So we can definitely think of each one of these characters or letters as a sprite and deal with it exactly like we dealt with it in a mouse pointer situation or the ghost core, and basically display it anywhere we want on the screen. And of course, if we want to display many characters like we have in here, we have about 26 characters times 2, like let's say 128 ASCII characters, okay? Some of them are not visible, so we're going to replace them some sort of a shapes, but the bottom line is like we have over 100 characters that we can display. So the solution is to create 100 or replicas, 100 replicas of these sprite core, something similar to the mouse pointer, and display it anywhere on the screen. However, this utilizes a lot of resources and it's not really efficient. So another solution would be, well, let's either use maybe the way we did it with the ghost character is let's use a sprite sheet, and the sprite sheet has a bunch of characters in it, and we can just display it that way. Still, we need one, like if you want to display many of them on the screen, you will have to actually replicate that video core several times, and you're limited by the number of screens or sprites that you can actually display on the screen. So it's not really efficient. So in this module, we're going to define something we call a tile-based graphic system, and the basic idea behind it is split a screen. For example, in here I have a screen. We can split it into tiles, or let's call it two-dimensional grid with very, very specific set of sizes. And let's say it's just one size for sake of simplicity. And then we can place tiles in it, and each tile will have a certain character in it. So what I'm saying is this particular screen is split into something like this here, okay? So it's a tile, and we have in here, and we have in here, and then I have a tile and I place the B in it, I have another tile and I place the C in it, or a D, and I can do that. And as we will see throughout this module, that this is a much more efficient way to actually display textual information. And it is heavily used, and you can use this particular technique to actually display several things, not necessarily text. You can actually create some sort of an illusion of movement. You can't place the tile anywhere you want on the screen. It's only on a very specific grid location within the screen, but still you gain some sort of an efficiency in terms of memory utilization and sometimes processing.